Sometimes we question or misunderstand the essence of certain things in the church, and one of them is the incense. Hello Saints, I am Elefachi, and I'm so excited to have you on this episode of Know Your Faith series, where we will be talking about the essence of the incense. You see that? In the Old Testament, God gave Moses instructions on how to build the tabernacle, and in Exodus chapter 30, God tells Moses to build an altar of incense to stand to the side of the altar of sacrifice. Still in the Old Testament, when the priest enters the tabernacle each morning and evening to tend the perpetually burning lamps, he is also commanded to offer incense. Just as the oil lamps were to burn constantly in the temple as a sign of God's presence, so there was a constant pillar of smoke ascending to heaven from the tabernacle. Meanwhile, in the New Testament, John the Baptist's father, Zechariah, a priest of the Jewish religion, was performing the evening offering of incense in the temple when Angel Gabriel appeared, informing him of the pregnancy of his wife, Elizabeth. And this was what the psalmist referred to in Psalm 141 verse 2. Let my prayer be like incense before you, my uplifted hands, an evening offering. Here are 5 reasons why we use incense for Mass. 1. For purification and sanctification. In the ancient tradition, at the beginning of the Mass, the altar and sanctuary area were incensed, while Psalm 50, the Psalm for Mercy, the Miserere, was chanted, invoking the mercy of God. The smoke symbolizes the prayers of the faithful drifting up to heaven. Like the psalmist prays in Psalm 141 verses 2, like we saw earlier, let my prayer come like incense before you, the lifting up of my hands like the evening sacrifice. It creates the ambience of heaven. You must have also noticed that when the incense is being burnt, it gives you that feeling of heaven. You get what I'm talking about, right? The book of Revelation also describes the heavenly worship as follows. Another angel came in holding a censer of gold. He took his place at the altar of incense and was given large amounts of incense to deposit on the altar of gold in front of the throne, together with the prayers of all God's holy ones. From the angel's hand, the smoke of the incense went up before God, and with it, the prayers of God's people. That's the book of Revelation. 3. The usage of incense adds a sense of solemnity and mystery to the Mass. The visual imagery of the smoke and the smell reminds us of the transcendence of the Mass, which links heaven with earth and allows us to enter into the presence of God. 4. It is a sign of God's constant guiding presence to the people, as we see in Exodus when he led the Israelites through the wilderness. And finally, it is a symbol of prayer. Now you know the essence of incense. Spread the good news by sharing this with all those that need it. And as always, be bold, be Catholic.